fact that it was made, as pretty much all the bingos, for fun. Community wanted something different other than speedrun, and we came up with a bunch of goals, more of like challenge, because Cuphead is a linear game about boss rush, defeat bosses, get contracts. But we want to try something different, and we have some interesting goals. Obviously, you can read the card here, and you already see some runners already pre-selected some ones, because those are selected restricted goals, like don't use airplane nukes, which is like the big airplane bombs that you can use by having 4 EX cards. And you put a little bit of like a restriction, a little bit of a challenge to not really use the speedrun strats, the usual speedrun strats.
Yep. And so we're probably also gonna see. We already are seeing different routes. Both idysesthesia and Luigi have decided to take up the first running on stage, while Kev decided to do the tutorial, which has an extra coin there. So he's possibly going for some purchase options to get some upgrades. I'm definitely very interested to see what these guys are gonna do, because I see a lot of these rows and columns. All of them have their own problems. This is gonna be a pretty challenging card.
Yeah, for sure. We don't really see it in this card particularly, but there are some low percentage goals, like clear a specific island with only the basic weapon. And sometimes we skip run and guns. We get goals like that, and somehow it matches in a way. But from what I see, the runners collected the coins as well, clearing the run and guns. So they might use those coins for weapon upgrades.
Yeah, and both Luigi and idysesthesia are using the pea shooter for these bosses, despite the fact that I don't think there's any pea shooter only goal here. Not too sure what I have in mind here. Definitely gonna be interesting to see, though. And they're all playing on regular mode too, because you need to beat all the bosses on regular mode to finish the game, and to go to Inkwell Hell and beat the game. There's just too many goals involving King Dice here.
Okay, so immediately what I notice here is like Luigi got an A+, so he's probably going for the goal of getting a rank of at least A+ on all the Island 1 bosses. Same thing for this. They opted to get all the parries, get a fast time and don't get hit in a boss fight, which is a pretty easy goal in a way, but if you only have like the base weapon, it can be kind of tricky.
Right. And worth noting is that there's also the two-strip filter goal, which requires you to get 15 A-rings. And I think if he goes for that, he's gonna have an easy column 4.
Yeah, for sure.
And then probably gonna combine it with the secondary diagonal.
Yeah, Luigi already got like the 3 parries on the frogs, so right now he just has to avoid damage. From Kev actually did not try to get the A+ on Goopy, so probably has a different goal in his mind. Whereas this is, as we saw from like Goopy, like Grand Fight, he was going for the A+, and he's going for the A+ here as well.
Kev is playing in simple mode.
Interesting that you mentioned that, because you can make progress in the game, like reach new areas, new islands, without like getting the contracts. But as Wolf mentioned, you are limited because you cannot really defeat King Dice if you do that. So in this card,
he did say before the race that he was planning on finishing the game. So I don't know. Maybe he has a different goal in mind right now.
But we'll see, as this actually missed the A+ rank. And unfortunately, he's gonna have to repeat that fight if I'm not mistaken.
If he wants to get that goal, yeah.
Trying it on simple though, so I don't know exactly why.
Yeah, I'm trying to see goals, but I cannot see anything that would benefit him.
There is like there's a defeat bosses on simple difficulty, defeat 3 bosses. Maybe he changed
right.
Yeah, maybe he changed his mind. As Luigi also did not get an A+ on the frogs, so maybe not opting for that one.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see then.
They've cleared 1 running gun levels. As you guys know, the running gun levels are not required to beat the game. You only have to defeat the bosses. But in this card, there is a goal that requires, it says that clear all running guns. So they might opt to do that. And with the money that they might get, they might actually buy all the charms. That is, you know, the one thing that maybe prevented them from buying a weapon, was having that goal in mind.
Well, the running guns are optional, but in this card in specific, it also benefits for a bunch of other goals to do them, so I could definitely see them wanting to do them.
Yeah, for sure.
We're still in the early game, though. Okay, Kev got the simple goal. That's definitely what they wanted to do there. Both Luigi and this got the hitless goal as well.
That is correct.
They're probably gonna try. I don't know. They're probably not gonna try row 1 just because of the Whetstone only goal. That one is probably the hardest card, the hardest goal in the entire bingo. Just because you need to first finish the game to unlock expert mode, and then you have to beat an expert boss with only the Whetstone charm, which takes a while and is hard. So I bet they probably want to vote that one. I bet they're going for column 3, if anything.
I've seen Luigi in the past rushing the upgrades and then going for the Whetstone on Goopy on expert. And I think he has like some, he has like some experience with Goopy, with Whetstone. So
I bet he does.
Another thing to mention as Luigi enters the first airplane fight is the fact that he's using all those like little missiles because they deal more damage. Ideally, I think you would like to use the nuke in this fight, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah. Well, nowadays people have gotten pretty good at using those Planiaxes, so it is optimal. It's just more comfortable to use nukes, and we do have a goal that disallows from using nukes, so they're probably trying to get that one. Because the secondary diagonal is a pretty good one. So.
Exactly. Also, not getting the A+ here. So, without getting the A+, it probably means that column 4 is out of the question for Luigi.
Yeah.
Like entirely. And potentially also for the other runners as well. Like, I don't really see them, trying to go for the A+. Actually, for the 2-strip video filter, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't need A+, but at least an A rank.
An A-. An A- is enough. So
yeah.
That one should be easier. Yeah, they're probably going to try to get a row done instead of column 4. I can imagine both this and Luigi going for row 1 and the secondary diagonal. I'm probably going to try to pick another row if I had to take a bet.
Yeah, most likely. A reminder that this is a triple bingo. From our experience with Cuphead, the most fun to race has been triple bingo. And the other alternative that we had was a blackout bingo, which we said you can either just clear every single row in the bingo card, or you choose to have a set timer and then go for as many goals as possible. So we opted to do like clear as many goals in an hour and 30 minutes, or we did like triple bingo.
Luigi just got the bottom right card. He just finished Treetop Trouble and Pacifist, which means doing this stage without killing anything.
Exactly. And to add a little bit of extra difficulty in that challenge, Pacifist goals, they're not that difficult in some levels. So we added the no take any damage, and Treetop Trouble seems the most ideal level to do that. in my opinion. It's not really extremely difficult, and you can wait a couple of cycles in order to play a little bit safe.
Yeah, it's also probably the level with the least RNG, which is really nice.
For sure. And this is something that we don't see in speedruns. The mausoleums.
Yeah.
Unless you do the full clear in the game.
Yeah, that's the only run that really goes here. Mausoleums, they're really long. You have to parry these ghosts until a certain timer runs out. So there's no way to really speed these up. And you get some special moves which are usually useless for speedruns. So there's no reason to really go in here unless you have an arbitrary bingo card telling you to do so.
Yeah, funny thing is, for ILs, we use some of them, if I recall.
Yeah, they're not entirely useless.
Yeah, but of course, saving like a second or two is definitely now, for like one specific boss fight, is definitely not worth it to go get it.
So we're probably gonna see at least Luigi going for the Mausoleums card.
Yeah, this also as well. Like, since he cleared the first one already.
Yeah, no real reason to do it, outside of going for that card.
Exactly. I think there must be like a goal with Super 3, if I'm not mistaken, but like the Ghost Super.
Oh yeah, right, there is one.
Yeah, but if they did the first one, they're gonna have to do the... actually, we don't have the Ghost goal in this card.
Yeah, not in this one. It's a card that exists.
And for those who are not aware of like how the bingo works, like how did we make up those goals? How do they rank? Basically, we have a total of 50 goals, and every single goal is ranked from 1 to 25 in difficulty. 1 being the easiest and 25 being the hardest. So we had all the goals in a list, and we tried to balance them out and have 2 goals per difficulty level. So whenever you try to generate a bingo card, it will have, it will pick one of the 2 difficult levels and they put it accordingly into the bingo card.
Yep. So it's a pretty good way to balance it out. Luigi has just beaten all the Isle 1 bosses. I haven't been paying too much attention, but I think he's gotten a bunch of A-ranks. I wonder if he's wanna go for that 2-strip filter.
It seems like it. One thing that you might want to pay attention to is like the P rank, actually the pacifist, counts towards the A rank. So
yeah, it does.
So you don't necessarily have to do every single boss on A rank. If you do like pacifist, and from what I might think Luigi will go for is like all the running guns and all the charms. So he might do a bunch of pacifists maybe to get an easier 2-strip video filter.
Yeah, and he can also go for the he already got 1 pacifist gold on the right card, and he also has a clear all running guns gold, so he gets to kill 3 birds with 1 stone like this.
Exactly.
I do believe, actually, I just noticed there is a low percent-ish goal with the Reach Isle 3 without any upgrades. So that's why both Luigi and idysesthesia are trying to just use the shooter and nothing else.
Oh, you're actually right.
Yeah. I suppose that makes row 4 then pretty likely. Luigi already did the Mausoleum, so he's almost definitely going for that.
Yeah, actually, this is the go-to low percent goal. Like many people will go for that one because low percenting the game is not as difficult if you play the game a lot, and especially like Isle 1 and Isle 2, the bosses are quite forgiving with only the pea shooter. Yeah, that's actually a really good observation. I completely missed that goal.
Me too. I hadn't noticed it until now. So yeah, it really isn't a terribly hard goal to do. You can just go through the game with the basic weapons without too much trouble and still be able to complete most of your goals. It really is a pretty good way to approach it if you have a goal like that.
Now go.
Playing another run gun, I think it's really clear now that Luigi is trying to beat all of them.
Exactly. And in this run and gun, you'll see Luigi parrying a big pink balloon, I believe. Let's see if he's actually gonna go for it. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I think he parried the candy game actually in Baroness. He got four parries that way.
Oh,
I'm
there
not
we
sure
go.
if it counts though, because he got an knockout.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out. So if you do those 4 parries in a row, like in the air, without hitting the ground, you unlock the one of like the secret coins. I guess one of like those jugglers.
Yeah, there's a mini quest where you have to take 4 parries in a row without touching the ground, and then an NPC gives you a coin as a reward.
Yeah, you can see it in column 1. The grab the juggler secret coin is like that goal that we just mentioned.
Ah, yeah. True.
So there is a possibility that Luigi and the runners overall are just trying to do goals right now, and see what works for them, like what lines or what columns work for them. They might not necessarily have a plan, but if they do multiple goals that are relatively easy, they might finish certain columns that might fit them.
It will definitely become more clear as they get more into it, but I think it's pretty clear. This is committing to the upgrades 1, which is definitely committing to road 4.
Yeah, I believe this and Luigi might have like a similar idea.
I think so, yeah. Which is a little bit farther ahead.
Yeah.
Too far behind, I don't. Kev is cleaning a mausoleum too. I believe they might have a similar idea as well.
I don't believe we've seen A pluses from Kev, but no, he might go for the street video also.
We'll see.
I see we also have a chaser goal in there.
The most fun goal. You have to do it on expert as well.
And Kev opting not to go for the mausoleum. Decided halfway done. Go for it.
Yeah, must have changed his mind.
Yep.
Okay, Luigi just done with Wally Warboss. I don't think he used new.
He did not?
I think he didn't. I wasn't paying too close of attention.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't uncheck it though, so I'm just gonna trust him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't use it.
Here comes a spooky part.
Yeah, from now on,
Okay.
like the runners will go for the the standard clear, like bosses, mausoleums, and the running. There's one more running gun left for aisle 2 for Luigi. And if I recall, it's not that difficult to get a pacifist there.
Yeah, no, it's one of the easier P ranks for sure.
Gotcha. While you don't, Luigi specifically, since he has done the pacifist no damage, he doesn't need to care about the pacifist necessarily. It definitely helps for that 2-strip video as we mentioned earlier. So having one of like the easier pacifist running guns definitely helps in the long run.
I believe all the runners are just working towards the goal. Luigi's clearing Mausoleum 2. We're working towards that Mausoleum goal. This is working on Baroness.
Yeah, one thing that you might have seen is like this trying to find all the mini bosses for Baroness von Bonbon.
Yep.
Getting those 5 minion kills. These goals might seem quite easy, but they are really, really trolly. As you can see right now, this had to retry because he got a minion that he already killed. So this is the troll RNG part of
Yeah, just looking for the one minion that you haven't gotten yet, and you just never.
Yeah, it's exactly what the song goes at the beginning. They like to roll the dice and stuff like that. And then
Luigi just bought weapon or charms rather.
Oh, interesting.
Is he not going for the upgrade goal anymore? Or maybe it still counts as long as he doesn't use them. I don't know.
Yeah, probably he bought them because he wanted the charm, and then as soon as he reaches a high of 3, he will equip the weapons, saving a little bit of time with
He did equip a few though. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right,
Yeah.
this got all the bonbon minions.
Exactly. And I believe he just bought them. He didn't really equip the weapon. Pretty confident about that one.
Okay. That would have caught me pretty off guard.
Yeah.
Because I was pretty sure at that point he'd be locking in row 4.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely looks like a card that he wants to go for.
Just working on another run and gun. Kev is playing Ribbon Procs again. This time on regular mode.
Yeah, he was going for the simple stuff, and then I believe he probably realized, okay, I need to go for King Dice, and has to clean up, like the regular goals.
Yep.
A death in what's the name again of his level that this is on?
Sorry? Oh, this is Funfair Fever.
Yeah, Funfair Fever.
Also known as Unfair Fever or Unfunfair Fever.
Yeah, pretty much. It's surprisingly a difficult running gun, and if you do a specific, I guess you can say it's a speedrun category, even though it's more of a challenge. What we call hater percent.
Yeah.
There is a notorious. What's like the frame window for that? It's like a pixel perfect or something.
1.
Yeah, like it's 1 pixel, right?
Yeah, one frame to do the dash. There have been, I think, new methods discovered. There's they found that you can use one of the cannonballs at the end to parry over the cannons, which is a little bit easier but a little bit more RNG reliant.
I see.
And I think people have been doing that lately.
Yeah, that one is definitely a really difficult one. Do pacifist without taking damage on that level is really, really insane. Luigi is not crazy in shooting those EXs down there. There's a hidden hitbox that you can shoot.
Yeah.
Kind of parry. Kev unfortunately has to reset the VBN Croaks as well. I had an unfortunate death at the end. Yeah, I see they're going for like the A ones, so definitely all 3 of them opting for the 2-strip video. We can see that for sure now.
Yep.
Since
Luigi is just using the shooter, so it's just wrong.
Yeah, I think he almost equipped the wrong weapon, but yeah, he changed it at the end. It was like the runners don't necessarily have to like reset or anything like that or lose the goal if they do use any other weapons. They can just like simply exit the map or retry the fight. There are like certain set goals that we have like to make the bingo experience a little bit easier. Because as I mentioned, this is not necessarily a planned bingo. It kind of became like it was like a really rushed effort in a way.
I mean, it's pretty fun still. It has a couple things. It hasn't been updated ever since the new patch, which would have easily added a couple new goals with the new features they added. But it's pretty fun still, I'd say.
Yeah, I believe like the goals that we had to set as a community made the experience a little bit better. we had to go ahead and implement those rules. Yeah, Luigi had a death at the last phase of Beppy account, so he has to reset that fight.
No big deal still.
Yeah, A rank for this as well, for Wally. Getting the A- as well for Ruby and Croaks for Kev. I think Kev is done with Isle 1 at this point.
Nice. Yeah, Luigi's done with that P. Luigi's got an A rank here as well. He killed one of the penguins too, like not playing around with those. Trying to secure the A rank.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't think I've explained this. The way the rank gets calculated is on multiple factors like time, hits taken, parries taken, and super moves used. So, like, assuming you always finish a fight in under 2 minutes and use 6 EX moves, which usually happens in a fight, you basically are only playing with parries and damage. So you can just settle with 1 parry and not get hit a single time during the entire fight, and you still get an A-, which is enough for the 2 strip. And if you get hit twice, then you need 2 parries, and if you am I getting this mixed up? But like, you have a bit of room to play around with. Basically, the more damage you want to take, the more parries you have to take to make up for it. You still get the A-.
Now you explained correctly. That's pretty much like the window of like a 2 error in a way.
I think it's 0 damage, 1 parry is enough. 1 damage, you have to get 2 parries. 2 hits, you have to take 3 parries. I think that's it.
Let me rethink that.
For the A-. For the A-.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for the A-, yeah, for sure. That is 100% it.
Luigi finishing another running gun? 4 out of 6. That one was the last one of aisle 2. We got 2 more in aisle 3.
Exactly. Opting not to go for the pacifist, as I mentioned. I guess the A ranks on the bosses is not as difficult.
Yeah, he's probably got this at this point. Maybe he thinks getting the A ranks on bosses is easier than the B ranks on running guns. Kev is playing Baroness right now. Can clear that. This is also working towards Betty right now. So Kev is actually just like a couple stages behind Luigi right now. He's basically done everything he's done.
Exactly. So how does the bingo thing work? Question in chat. Basically, they start a new game and they have specific goals, as you can see from the bingo card. They're gonna have to, tackle those goals, and as soon as they do them, they mark them. For like this bingo particularly, there are like certain restriction goals as well, such as don't use a nuke, as I mentioned, which is like the airplane super ball, or don't use any shortcuts. Those are like not necessarily difficult goals, but they put you, they slow you down just a little bit, and definitely makes routing kind of interesting.
Yep.
And as you can see from like the next to the names, you see the color. Luigi is green in the bingo card, Kev is orange, and this is purple. So whenever you see like the color that is marked in the bingo card, that means that the runner has achieved that specific goal. They actually have achieved the don't use shortcuts and don't use nukes and don't pick up the bomb upgrade from the start, but if they opt to use one of those 3 restrictions, they uncheck that goal.
I think Kev just used a nuke, so he's probably not going for that. Anyway, Luigi is moving on to aisle 3. We'll see if he marks that. Yeah, he's definitely gonna mark the card. We're all eyeballing.
Exactly, and
yeah, just reached aisle 3 without any upgrades.
And for bingo specifically to mention, in order to get a bingo, you have to clear a specific line, either horizontally or vertically, like a row or a column. You have to get all 5 goals, or you can get a diagonal, one of the 2 diagonals. And for this specific bingo, we have to get 3 bingos. It's a triple bingo, so they have to clear.
Luigi almost done. Oh, yeah, he's trying. I think he was trying to unbind the down inputs, because he's probably trying to do the B without pressing down thing. He was trying to unbind the one from the keyboard, though. I don't think he understood how to unbind inputs. Message him.
Yeah, we'll see. So this was like a goal that was kind of a meme. I don't remember exactly how it became a thing, but somehow someone said, we can probably do this without pressing down. So so we just added this goal for just the memes.
Could I come in for a moment?
Yeah, of course.
All right, because I wanted to mention two things. First things first, I want to say that we got a $20 donation from Kurthar saying, "Great bingo race with great runners and great commentators. Good luck to all the racers." Thank you so much for that donation. And
Thank you,
I quickly want to take this moment as well to remind people that there are still a couple donation incentives up for the few upcoming runs. First things first, for the Celeste bingo, there is still the option to name the file. Currently in the lead, it's capital H with $19, followed by Nice, which is pretty nice, which is at a mere $1 right now. That one will be closed off, like Celeste is the run after this, so make sure, if you want to see that change, you still got this run left, so make sure to get those donations in. And additionally, for the donation incentive, later tonight there's also a donation incentive for the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Blackout Bingo for the trainer name. And there's currently no options yet for the trainer name, so, just a single dollar here could snipe any name for that game. So, if you want to go for that, a single dollar for a cool name during the Pokemon Crystal run, I'd go for that. All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for the donations, and hope you guys are enjoying Bingothon. Back to the bingo, Luigi did clear the B5 without pressing down.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
Also, he's doing something very interesting right now.
A run again?
Oh! Yeah,
No.
he's doing a run again.
But yeah, he's juggling these roundabout EXs, the super attacks from the roundabout. The goal specifically says juggle 5. At least, juggle 5. Juggle one of them at least 5 times. So it has to go back and forth 5 times. But yeah, Luigi was like, going full swag there because he has time in the autoscroller. So
Yeah.
he got that goal. It's a pretty easy goal, but specifically he needed to buy that weapon in order to get that goal. So in a way, that's a restriction in money. It's also like a really good weapon though. It can be used like in boss fights.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a lot of money from all the running guns he's done, so he can probably choose between a lot of weapons.
Yeah, unless he goes for the old charms. Yeah, as mentioned in chat, the runners probably are going to select the goals. Eventually, probably like in downtime or something like that. So yeah, Luigi will mark that goal. Yeah, there we go. He did it. Yeah, he did it right now.
So I guess that probably means he's going for column 1.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He only has one running gun left, and then he just has to beat the Phantom Express without pairing the wheels, which is on the way. So should be an easy target for him as well. I'm still not sure why they didn't mark the upgrades one though. I would think he's still working on roll 4.
Yep, he probably forgot. but yeah, he will get it done. We see this getting the Smoke Dash. Smoke Dash is like a charm that we're not really using in a speedrun, but for the running guns, it can be a nice safety. This also opted not to get the coins, so probably the charms are not really going to be a thing for this, getting all the charms. We'll see. Maybe there's like some management there with the money. And yeah, after this, I believe that this is done with the IL2 as well.
I think it's already done IL2 because he marked the reach IL3 without any upgrades thing, so that means he must have reached IL3 already and just went back.
So yeah, for sure. Also, just to mention about that goal specifically, there was like a mistake in writing, but we do mention like in specific rules that we have. Any upgrades, we meant weapon upgrades. to be specific. It was something that was not written. Yeah, so yeah, they used smoke dance and the charm.
Yeah, see, I thought charms counted.
Yeah, it was
I got you.
yeah, it was a mistake in writing when we did the thing in the bingo. But yeah, the runners are aware of that.
Awesome.
So the estimate says 2 hours. It really depends on what goals they have in the bingo card. The time can vary quite a bit. I've seen Luigi finish a triple bingo in 41 minutes. Because the goals were really, really generous. But I've seen Luigi finish a bingo card in 1 hour and 40 minutes, something like that. And I mentioned Luigi specifically because Luigi has been the most experienced runner and has played a lot with bingo.
Oh, this is unbanding down as well, so he's probably going for that goal too.
There we go.
And I guess that means he's going for column 1 as well, because there's no way he's going for row 3 since I already skipped on the A pluses. One.
Yeah, probably.
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't go for that, because the other goals in row 3 aren't that bad. You just have to beat King Dice, right the Beam in Brani, which is on the way. It sounded like a pretty easy roll, but they're not going for it. None of the runners are going for it.
Yeah, it does seem like it. I guess they thought about the A plus on aisle 1 might take him a while. I'm not 100% sure exactly, but
we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, maybe they want the hearts on the King Dice fights. That's an option as well.
Luigi doing another triple shot.
All that
He
extra
just bought a
money.
bunch of weapons.
Oh, he opted for the weapons. Okay, interesting.
Actually, just spread. He already had roundabout, so
I see.
I mean, he probably just wants some extra DPS. That's probably the reason why. Spread is the highest damaging weapon in the game. It's gonna be really nice for these bosses. Nice, some classic piece shooter spread action, which is one of my favorite weapon combos.
It is really good.
Using the spring to avoid damage, I see.
There is a goal that you can dodge that specific charge attack without using the spring. It's actually a pretty easy goal though. All you have to do is jump and at the right moment use an EX. That EX gives you a little bit of extra airtime and you can dodge that attack. But yeah, it was a pretty simple goal. Again, difficulty varies from 1 to 25 in all these goals in the bingo. So you don't necessarily have to do the super difficult ones. And also, it balances out the bingo card a little bit better.
It's just one of the easier ones.
Yep. So the runners are not playing in Legacy, they are playing in a past version. Specifically, I believe they chose the 1.1 version.
Yes.
The reason for that is we didn't really want to have the weapon swap glitch enabled. It made bingo not necessarily a challenge. Weapon swap glitch is quite strong. Obviously, with the restrictions with weapons and goals and stuff like that, you might say that it's not that bad because it's really rare to have the ideal weapon combination for the weapon swap glitch. But yeah, it was something that the runners can decide beforehand. But we also opt to go for a patch version for the bingo.
Yep.
Just for that little bit of extra challenge.
It's 1.1 specifically because these cards were designed for 1.1, and also because the latest version has an issue where if you click off of the game, it pauses it. So it's a bit annoying when you wanna go click on a card to mark it. Anyway, Luigi just finished up on Umbrani Beard. Kev is playing another Mausoleum. And I believe this has just finished another running gun. Luigi and this are doing very, very similar routes. Although not quite the same. Luigi didn't go for the Bumble Minion.
Yeah, from what I see, Luigi will probably go for row 1, column 1, and column 5 maybe.
He's probably doing the secondary diagonal because he is playing without using nukes. So he's probably... Or he could go for column 5 as well. That's another option.
Yeah,
it all depends on whether he wants to do the what.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Luigi didn't necessarily have a specific thing in mind. Just like opted to go for, as many convenient goals as possible, and then figure out which ones he wants to leave out. And while this also had like a specific plan, that's like the difference. I feel like Kev is also like gonna go for the mausoleums here. I feel like. Yeah, there we go. He opted to go for the first one.
With that. Might go for the diagonal.
Last running gun level for Luigi, and I would say that this is probably the hardest one from the 6 ones, right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Well, Funfit Fever is probably the hardest, but the Pyro Spears comes very, very close. And you just got a bunch of stuff in the way, followed by this auto scroller. And there is a way to skip the auto scroller, which is harder than doing the auto scroller, believe it or not.
Funny enough, we have a goal that is do the octopus skip, as we call it.
Yeah, there is one. Again, not in this form. Just there's a goal that exists.
Exactly, it's one of like the hard goals that we have in the card. As we see this. Clutched Dr. Calfight. That was nice to see. And then Luigi completed all the running gun levels in the game. And I believe with that he can buy... Oh, he bought all the charms already. Yeah, when he bought the spread.
Yep. We jump to the final mausoleum. Get us back to aisle 1. He's probably going for the A+, actually. Look at that. He's just missing one now.
That is correct. Isn't it a little bit interesting that Luigi is going for the mausoleums? Just like see the goals that he has. He didn't use any shortcuts. He could beat a boss and expert only using whetstone.
I'd love to see it actually.
Yeah,
as much as it's usually not a great goal to go for. I'd love to see him go for it. I mean, it's pretty convenient for row 1 because that's the only one he's missing from it.
Exactly. The only interesting thing about that one is the expert thing, because let me see. There is a chance that the runners don't have to go to expert. Like they don't have to beat the game, to complete this bingo.
Let me see.
They might just have to, do king dice, and that's it.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you definitely have to get to king dice, which means you have to play these bosses on regular.
For sure.
But there's no need to beat the game technically if you follow the right route. Let's see.
A brawl is surely brewing.
Do row 4. Row 4, column 1. And I guess column... No. You know what? I think you actually need to beat the game. I'm looking at it. I think there's only column 1 and row 4 that don't require expert mode. Never mind, row 3. Yeah. So you technically doesn't need to.
Yep. It's like... It's kind of tight though, but I'm not sure if Luigi will go for it now that I think about it. There's a chance.
There is a chance, that's all we need to know.
Yeah. Kev is working towards the A+ on Vivian Probe. This is going through Burner. One interesting thing from the speedrun is using that Lober EX on the ground to deal the double damage.
Yeah, that's one of the, well, at this point it's sold, but it was basically the most recently found major trick, which is this Lober thing, where if you hit the ground with a Lober EX, when it explodes, it activates twice. So it deals double damage, and it's huge. It's huge. But when you can double your damage output like that.
Exactly, and that was like the interesting part about like the bingo, simply because you might have to do some money management, which the runners did at the beginning of the run. You know, they didn't buy the at least this is the only one who bought Lober, and it's really late in the run already. Didn't have the luxury to use those double damage Lobers.
By the way, like Kirtor in chat said, Luigi just killed the minion in Calamaria, which gave him that card there at the bottom. I think at this point it's pretty clear what he...
For sure.
Yeah, column 1, row 5, secondary diagonal. He just has to beat this guy without pairing, which he's already doing.
Yeah,
without pairing the wheels.
Yeah, the wheels specifically.
Wheels switch move the cart, so you basically give up on your ability to move throughout this fight. It's a pretty cool way to go about it.
Yeah, the way to move the card is by allowing those pink bricks to hit that. Oh, he's using the ghost. That's
he has to defend the fort.
That ghost does a lot of damage, by the way. You might not really see it that often, but
it's
yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's very hard to use, but it does a lot of damage if you use it correctly. Just the problem is that while you're using the ghost, you can still shoot, but it's hard to aim because your directional inputs both control the ghost and yourself. So good luck both like shooting a gun and using that ghost to hit the boss. It's possible though. It's just extremely hard to use.
This clutch that Brian fight. I was watching that one. I saw like a dash through like the smoke, trying to predict the fireball, but that never happened. But yeah, nice clutch there. Didn't ride the beam. Riding the beam, what we mean by that is pairing the laser. So yeah, I
can see why now Luigi didn't want to go for row 4, because this way he can do everything on the go without having to do those bosses on simple, which means he would have had to retry bosses he's already done 3 times. That's a pretty nice, pretty smart play right there.
For sure. Bingo for Luigi, the first one.
Yeah, he got column 1. And he just has to play King Dice now. He just has to do every single minion, so we'll see those. And just hit the start over, and he'll get 2 cards in one fight. I think it's close to finishing it.
This is also almost done with the running on levels, just this one.
Yeah, this will be his 6th one, so he'll get that goal in row 4. Column 1.
Low HP.
HP, we'll see.
Can I have to bury the...
Oh, dang.
Well,
point proven when we were saying earlier that this auto-scroller is a son of a gun.
It is. Just skip it for him.
Yeah, just skip it. No problem.
So what do we require in order to skip it?
There's 2 methods. You either need 3 HP and Super 2. Well, technically 2, but on 1.1, you're better off basically using 3. Or you need 4 HP and luck.
I see.
The problem with it is that when you're going through the autoscroller, or when you're trying to skip the autoscroller, the shrimps still spawn. So if they hit you at any point, it's over.
Do we have a quick moment?
Yeah, we have.
Just wanted to remind all the viewers that you can still donate towards the Fred Hutch COVID-19 research. What Bingothon is raising funds, and we have a few incentives because as our first runner is about to complete their triple bingo, after this run, Celeste is going to happen, where you can name the character. So currently H, just the letter capital H, is in the lead with $19, followed by Nice in the spelling NIIC with $1. You can still, make a difference there if you donate towards that incentive. Or for the Pokemon Crystal randomizers, you can put in a trainer name, and there are no options submitted yet, so please get an option in there. It would be really appreciated. All your donations are for a really great cause. You know there's prizes like the Bingothon Mark for $10 and the Xenoblade Chronicles for $20. That being said, I will now sign off from my final hosting shift from Bingothon. Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast, and I'm looking really forward to the rest of the marathon and looking forward to the next Bingothon and my next hosting shifts in Bingothon Winter 2020, that is. I think winter is always at the end of the beginning, right? All right. Thank you very much, and have fun with the rest of Cuphead. Bye.
Thank you very much, Zed. Much appreciated, and much appreciate everyone watching, supporting for a good cause. I hope you guys have fun with Bingothon throughout the whole marathon. And as Zed mentioned, Luigi is almost done with the triple bingo. This is clearing Mausoleum 3, not that far behind. Kev is also clearing IL2, make like the clear. Oh, that's a nice catch from Kev there. So you can actually dodge those attacks by dashing through like the mouth of that door. That's like the way to get the pacifist one. Like that's the way to clear that door without having to kill the door.
Yeah, and it's pretty risky too, because at the same time you want to dash, there's some trumpets shooting kisses at you. Yes, that's correct. And they're pretty dangerous. They just tend to intercept you and kill you. But yeah, Luigi is 5 mini bosses and a king dice away from getting the triple bingo. I believe he's probably gonna be the first one to do so. This is easy and not too far behind either.
7 HP, as you can see here, exceeded the limit of HP.
Your HP count can get pretty insane here.
Exactly. The boss fights, obviously, if you do the full clear of the game, like the 100%, as many people might know from other games, you practice these boss fights. There are specific strats. They're not that difficult, to be honest. Once you know the strats, of course. I think Luigi was not expecting the ghost here.
Yeah,
that was probably a mistake.
I believe he was just trying to do a standard reaction. Now that you mentioned it, though, he must have equipped Twin Heart right before this fight.
Oh, yeah, you're right. A little bit of extra HP.
I mean, it does make the fight safer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for those who don't know, that charm gives 2 extra HP, but you get 10% less damage. 10%, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Opted for a little bit of extra safety, because, he will opt to clear every single mini-boss.
Oh, he left it on its Inspiralo Spear. I did not notice. That's cool.
I actually did not notice in the Phantom Express fight either.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess, for that fight, just for extra safety, because not being able to move your card does mean that you're prone to getting hit more. You're surprised that that's done for everything, though.
Yeah, and also in this fight, also the King Dice one, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of mini bosses, things can go wrong. Extra safety, why not?
Yeah, I guess so. Fair enough.
This done with Calamaria. Cleanup duty for Kev now. Gonna do Baroness on regular. I believe Kev did it already, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure about that. But. I'm moving on to the train boss for this. Let me see his card. I am not sure. Yeah, I don't think with the weapon layout that this has, I don't think he will go for the prying. Oh wait, no, he has to get like a column 1 go. Okay, he will have to clear the boss fight without hitting the card. So one way to move the card is by allowing these pumpkins. It's kind of difficult. He's going for the speedrun strat, which is like using spread. it can be kind of difficult in this fight.
Yeah.
And tricky.
A lot of things in this fight are high up, which means you gotta jump at them to hit all your bullets.
Here goes.
Number 8 boss fight for Luigi. So here's like the interesting thing about that goal that Luigi is doing with, you know, clearing every single mini boss. It takes a long time to clear every single mini boss. and that goal is really high on the list as far as difficulty. And the reason we put that as like high difficulty is because we want to place it in the bingo card in a really good like strategic you know, point, I guess, to get like specific goals. So as you can see right now, it's like on column 4 and row 2. That spot is like pretty good for like the bingo. And,
yeah, because all the other goals are easier. So
exactly. And this guy over here is probably the only reason that you might not really want to do this.
yeah, man, I love that he's doing memory game though.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
You can easily see why you might not want to do this guy.
So yeah, you have to match these cards, and you have to match every single card. Every time you get a match, you have to do a little bit of damage, then you know match the cards again until you get all of them. Now, if this was legacy version, though, there's a specific thing that you can do. It's just like make the monkey fly off screen and beat the fight in. How long is it? Like 14 seconds?
7 seconds is the fastest you can kill it.
Oh, okay. Without introduction and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's just being in timer.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's the fastest boss in the board wall. It's just so crazy that this guy, which is normally this long, drawn-out memory game, this one mini-boss you really don't want to do it if you can help it, and ends up being the fastest boss thanks to that clip. It's just a fail-safe that they put in. If boss goes out of bounds, kill it. And we found a way to make him go out of bounds.
Very nice. One last fight there for Luigi. Oh, hey. Luigi hit the whoops. Yep. No, not really.
Whoops, I can't believe he messed that up.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Life happens.
Exactly. This has to play a little bit safe in that last fight. Last
Luigi
phase.
finishing it off with style, with the ghost. But yeah, Luigi is actually seconds away from getting triple bingo here. Just has to beat King Dice.
Exactly. Kev down with the running on level. It's gonna clear the third mausoleum.
There we go. Luigi just got the triple bingo, so we have a number 1 spot. 7 minutes 40.
Bingo for Luigi. Nicely done.
Nicely done,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, an hour ahead of estimate. As we mentioned earlier, things can vary quite a bit with the goals and stuff. And yeah, his planning was actually pretty good, I would say. You know, a couple of extra goals, but as I mentioned earlier, if you do a little bit of extra like planning, you don't necessarily lose a lot of time by doing those extra goals. And you know, you can like change on the fly which row and column you might go for.
Yep.
Yeah, GG
Luigi.
for Luigi.
Go ahead.
No, GG to Luigi, as I mentioned.
Yeah, GG. Luigi was really smart. He did a lot of goals that you do on the way. So like he really didn't have to do much extra stuff to do them. And the extra stuff that he did do, he could get multiple goals with them.
Exactly. There was, you know, he could get the 2-string video filter, for example. It was like an option, because I believe he has the ranks for every level. You know, at least A+ and stuff. I'm not that far away though. This is gonna clear the King Dice Gauntlet. Every single minion. Up to not go for the HP, as Luigi did. So it's gonna be just a tiny little bit scary. The good thing is, of course, you get the 3 extra HP on the roulette. Yeah, Luigi, you might as well just like continue since you're that far ahead for the entertainment purposes. Just go get Whetstone on expert and
Oh yeah, do that goal.
yeah. do that goal.
I mean, he never used shortcuts. He could go for a quadruple bingo, get row 1. Why not?
Quadruple? Wow. All right. This is looking pretty dangerous for this. 1 HP.
Oh yeah, 1 HP.
On the cigarette fight. Or can I dash there using the low burst? Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you shoot the low burst below the cigarette, there's a hitbox down there.
No, it's just that it extends down.
Okay, yeah.
So like, it's a cylinder that goes all the way down.
I see, yeah.
It's a 2D game. You get it.
Yeah, I didn't really remember exactly the detail, but yeah, I remember there was a strat where you stand on a specific spot and you don't get hit at all, and the lower actually connects. It goes like that extended.
Yeah, exactly.
And I believe we have Luigi with us, question mark?
Yeah, I do believe so. Hi.
Hello, Luigi, GG. On the
very
triple.
I mean, I was a cool race, but I don't know if you realize that, but like in the middle of the run, I wasn't sure which path I want to choose, so I was like going between 2 columns, which unfortunately I didn't finish only one. I don't believe that was the column, column 3, the one I wanted to go for, but I did a mausoleum and I was like, wait a second, wasn't that count like an upgrade? I was like, maybe I'm gonna change that. But it worked out pretty well, I must say, at the end.
Yeah, it did. You picked a really good route. You basically got to do most of your goals on the way without really having to do much extra stuff outside of the running guns.
Yeah, I mean, those ones are the ones you usually need to finish, because or you need to do some quests running guns related, or you need the coins for the items, or you need to coins for the quest with the coins, so you're usually doing running guns.
Yep.
Yeah, really nice planning. I see you beat the devil now. You're gonna show us the expert using Whetstone only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
actually
Complete
thinking
robot.
about it. I mean, I'm probably gonna get crushed, but you know, you can try at least. Like, I have time.
Yeah, you should go for Goopy for the good old memes.
Yeah.
You never use shortcuts either, right? So you could do row 1 and let it go.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I think I did that because I was. Maybe I'm gonna go with this now, but then I was like, oh yeah, Whetstone, never mind.
A really cool thing on this is Scream, because this has smoke screen equipped. You can just like, dash through the ballerina.
Yeah, he used it in other spots too. He dodged the Twins' lightning on the Phantom Express with the smoke dash. He just dashed through that attack. The smoke dash is a really good charm.
Well, that lightning dodge is actually pretty sick. Like, okay, I can see how he used it. I wasn't really paying attention there, I think, but that's pretty sick.
This match will get Fred Hutch. And begin.
Kev is moving to Perilous Pierce. Oh boy, what a running gun, as we mentioned earlier. This had an unfortunate death right at the end. If I recall, that level takes about 1 minute and 20 seconds on average. If you don't do the skip. So, yeah, a death at the end is definitely really costly.
Yeah.
And we see Luigi just using the Whetstone. You can understand why this is not a fun goal. Just using the
Not only it takes time to get here, because you need to unlock expert, but at the same time, you need to beat an actual boss with it, with only that on expert.
Yeah.
Like, good luck doing that. As you can see, I just need to keep patient and just wait for the right moment to attack, otherwise I'm just gonna get wrecked in like a second.
Yeah,
And this is the easiest phase, like... Actually, never mind, the last phase is the easiest one, never mind.
Yeah.
I lied.
You just gotta wait till he bounces around
Ouch.
times and then get one
There
hit
it goes.
in and wait again until you got another opportunity. And for reference, a whetstone hit does the same damage as 4 pea shooter shots.
Which is 16.
Yep, 16 HP.
The
Combat
damage
with this
was-
basket? Oh yes, second phase, let's go. Smart spotter.
Monkey now for this. After that, I believe this has to hit the start over because I missed the domino. Yeah, you can like still do all the boss fights even if you miss them, but just like hitting the start over and going back and cover the fights that you haven't really done.
Ooh, that was a tight dodge.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, the last part of Perilous Spears for Kev as well. How this goes. And the monkey fight, it takes forever. It's such a long one.
I do believe this is probably going for the diagonal. He didn't mark the airplane nukes one, but I don't think there's any other reasons to do that if he wasn't going for that.
Yeah,
He probably just didn't mark it.
yeah, it just didn't mark it. That's 100% what happened. And yeah, this is gonna get a bingo after this boss fight is done.
Yep.
Hitting the start over, then gonna go to the domino. Gonna get column 1 and column 3, and then row diagonal. I mean, bottom left, top right.
Too many words.
Yeah, exactly.
Kev is actually not too far behind either. He is about to get his first roll, probably, I'd assume. And then he's not too far away from getting column 3s and 3 and 4, I'd assume. Is what he's going for.
Yeah, Kev was checking for the ranks that he had, if it was enough for the 2-strip video filter. I recall, if I understand this correctly. So yeah, row 4 and column 4 probably is gonna be Kev's target, as this has to do King Dice fight.
Yep.
Gonna have to roll 3s now to go as far as possible.
Can speed this up.
Yep. If once this finishes, this gets the knockout on King Dice, it's gonna be a triple bingo.
Yep. Oh, 1 HP. Yo, 6 first try, Luigi.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
That is legitimately difficult.
Yep. Did it with
And
one
this
hit.
gets the triple bingo, awesome.
Yeah,
GG.
it's workable.
Yeah, GG to this. Nicely done. We see that there were somewhat similar goals to Luigi. I think both runners actually, understood that these goals fit really nicely, like together. And getting the only difference was column 3 for this. GG. Kev is on his way as well to King Dice. I think is gonna do like Phantom Express, maybe go back for the video filter, and then completing the King Dice stuff.
Yeah, looks like it.
Some extra content as well from this, doing the demon fight. We say no to the devil.
We're not sellouts.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that, but yeah, Kev also has to do sadly stage play.
Yeah. Few bosses.
Yep. A reminder, in order to reach King Dice, you have to have all the contracts. The reason we found out that triple bingo is a little bit more fun to do was because we did the boss fights on regular. Single and double bingo was really easily done with just doing the boss fights on simple.
Yep.
Because simple gives you progress, as we mentioned at the beginning of the bingo race. That simple gives you access to the next tile, but it doesn't give you the contract, so you cannot do King Dice. So single and double bingo, you could find the rows that you could cheese.
Yeah, so like not only you basically never see the end of the game, you never see equal hell. Like you never go to the dice, you'd always avoid those goals because they require you to play on regular. You could just play on simple mode, get a few bosses done, usually end the bingo in hour 3.
Like obviously we could, set a rule, just like play on regular, but honestly, if people want to do like single or double bingo, it's nice to give them the option to do, nice routing with just simple difficulty and stuff.
Plus it's fun, to include the difficulties as the routing.
Exactly.
Luigi beating the Rook back on expert with Chaser.
For the memes.
Yeah, the goal says aisle 3 boss though, Luigi.
Is that an S rank? Kind of cheated one because I got hit, but I get the double HP up from the Twin Heart. So on the current patch at 1.1.5 version, if you get hit but you still have more than 3 HP, it counts for the scoreboard. On the Legacy, no matter how many HP you have, if you get hit once, it already drops to 2 out of 3 score points. So you cannot get hit at all on Legacy, but for some reason, if you have bonus HP on current patch, it's totally fun for the game. So that's kind of like cheated. So.
Yep.
I'm not gonna complain.
Also, Chaser is by far the worst weapon in the game.
By far.
Just to give you an idea, we have categories that only allow the usage of one weapon, just for the memes. And there is a Chaser only category. And in that one, we actually use the whetstone.
Yeah,
Which is the faster than weapon.
It is faster to get Chaser and also do 3 additional running gun stages just to get whetstone, so you can speed up these bosses, than not doing those 3 extra stages.
So just saying that my Chaser does less damage because of the Twin Heart, so this is the ultimate lowest DPS possible.
Yeah, it is. Nice meme.
Kev getting the 2-strip video field.
He did? Yeah, nice. So he got row 4. I suppose he's probably working on getting cooking dice now.
Yep. And also this beat the devil fight. Got that finale. we were really considering just ending the bingo on the devil knockout, if possible. But we thought about it, and as I mentioned earlier, there are like some goals that don't have to. Like for example, in this instance, both players got a triple bingo without having to beat the game. And the other alternative was like for the single and double bingo, you could do it on simple difficulty. So, if you ended the bingo on just, on the devil fight, you were forced to do it on regular. So, for those purposes, we just, didn't really include it like that.
Yeah, with a restricted routing. Plus, the game first to do because you require expert mode, which unlocks after you beat the game. So, it wouldn't have made much sense to require you to end the thing in the game when you already have to beat the game to do some of the cards.
Exactly. With that being said, this GG on your run?
Yeah, GG.
I hope you enjoyed this bingo. Was it like your first marathon run? Yeah, I'm not sure if this actually hears us, but yeah, we'll come back to that, of course. In the meantime, Kev is done with the
I think we're going for the exact same.
Dr. Cloud's robot fight.
Nice.
Oh, I did. I thought.
And
Yeah, actually, this is my first ever marathon.
yeah,
Sorry,
Phantom Express.
I have my mic muted. Sorry about that.
Oh,
It's so good. Yeah, GG.
it totally never happened to anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, muted microphones. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. To answer your question earlier, yes, this actually is my this was my first marathon run ever. Actually,
Nice. Hope you liked it.
it was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it.
So, what do you have to say about like this bingo card specifically? About like the bingo experience overall? If I understand this, you're a relatively new Cuphead runner, right? Because I don't remember seeing you when I was like active back then. And
Yeah. So like I'm more of like a newer runner, I guess. I mainly play on the legacy category, so when they told me that I had to switch entire patches to play something different, it was definitely a step in a weird area. But I managed to practice for like the entire month once I got accepted. I was like, all right, I guess we're gonna play it now. But this bingo card was actually like was a little tricky for a few things. Like doing some of the stuff was a bit. I was hoping not to get the octopus skip on here, and I'm glad that it didn't show up because that was like my most hated one to do.
yeah, the octopus.
Nice, that's awesome.
We did mention the octopus skip, and it's like one of the harder tricks in the game to do. So yeah, it's definitely a nice thing if it's not in the goal in the bingo card, for sure.
I was thinking about doing this, but then I got hit and I was like, nope, I'm out of here.
As soon as I saw that there was like nothing saying octopus skip, I was like, alright, looks like I have to do that.
Nice. So we have tricks in one of the hardest tricks. we
Yeah,
mentioned.
did you go back and beat a boss on Expert with Whetstone?
Yeah, for fun. Just to prove how
man.
Whetstone is powerful. I just wanted to mention that Guppy beat me with Chaser, and I beat him with Whetstone. That only proves how Whetstone is more powerful than Chaser.
Yeah.
Oh, why you're
I've been practicing like this specific square just in case. I was like, maybe if I can just do that one, we can get past it. But I could not even get past it. I think after like an hour of like trying that.
I mean, those blocks are basically just to block other easy rolls and, on the blackout. Like, I didn't saw anyone going for the triple bingo so far.
I could not even get past it, I think, after like an hour of like trying that.
So yeah, other than the octopus one, which one was a goal that you didn't necessarily want to see this in that card? Because you said that you practiced a bit before this, right? Yeah. You mentioned it.
There was another one that was supposed to be. I was hoping that none of the expert ones were going to be locked in with like some of the ones I had to do, like so I could beat the game without beating the devil at first. I was like, well, if I have to beat the devil and like go back to expert, that's gonna be like a huge time waste because I have to like basically get out of the game and come back to it, and that's really gonna suck. I think one of the ones I did not want to see was get all the coins because that was also would have taken a lot of time as well as just like not really caring about the running guns. But doing the other one I kind of didn't want to see off this one was do all EXs in like one show off all the EXs of each weapon because that meant I would have to buy all the weapons as well. I was like, I really don't want to do that and waste time on like a boss or like a running gun just using one of the EXs. I managed to like use the roundabout on one of the running guns just to kind of like get out of the way. I was like, well, I'm going to be sitting here for a second, so we might as well.
Yeah. You did do all the running guns though, and that basically gave you close to all the coins in the game. It probably wouldn't have taken that much time to buy all the weapons from there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the coins are, some challenging ones, so it might take a little bit, yeah. Also, you have to use a shortcut for one of them.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that if I noticed on that by accident, if on one of my practice runs, I was going for one that had a line that said, get all the coins and never use shortcuts, and I was like, that sucks. That's like a little trick right there.
Yeah, it was like one of the major issues that we have with bingo creation, the restriction goals, as we mentioned them. The goals overall can be, less punishing because you can retry even if you use it, but the shortcut one specifically is one of those that you cannot be forgiven, I guess.
Yeah, it just conflicts with a few other goals. Like if you have to get all the coins in the game, then you cannot use shortcuts. Then you have to pick between the two.
Kev is on the King Dice fight right now.
Alright.
By defeating every single mini boss on the gauntlet, he's gonna get a double bingo. Kev going for the double fours, like a row 4 and column 4.
Yep.
And
that's what it-
yeah, I don't know exactly what the other one will be. I assume it's gonna be start over at King Dice and don't take hits for
Yeah.
3 fights in a row. Which, to be honest, I'm pretty sure Kev already did it, but he didn't mark it. But I might be mistaken though.
Well,
It's like-
if anything, you could always just replay a few bosses on simple mode. That would
Yeah,
be a
exactly.
quick way to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Like, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say that's exactly what I did at the beginning of the game because
Oh, he did it.
oh, okay. Like that was exactly what I did at the beginning of the game too when I was fighting off the
That's exactly what I did at the beginning of the game.
when I was playing in the first level or the first island. I
Okay.
went to PvP first so I could take care of that first, and then the vegetables and go back to simple and the vegetables to basically just knock that out of the way because I did not want to have to do it later on in the game and get stuck on something.
Take care of that
Mhm.
first, and then
Yeah, Kev did mark that goal, so he just
Yeah,
has to, he just has to defeat King Dice, and then he'll be done. He'll get the triple bingo.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's all I has to do.
It was like one thing that Kev was doing like at the beginning. If you saw, like he was repeating multiple fights on simple, get that goal of defeat 3 bosses on simple, and chain it with 3 fights in a row without getting hit. So what is like next for you? This are you going to continue with Legacy, or are you planning
I'm
on
gonna
doing
continue-
something?
I might continue on with Legacy. I'm trying to get my PB down to sub 26. Right now I'm just like right at the gate of it. Like I think it's a 2608 for the time right now. But I think after this, actually, since I've been playing all the levels, I might actually attempt going for all flags next.
Nice.
Maybe even doing the hater. Maybe like try and look into hater percent or like the low percent with P shooter. See if I can get anything with that.
All flags is really cool. There's a couple difficult parts about it, but it's one of my personal favorites. Good luck if you do that.
It looks really cool. Like at first I didn't really want to do it because all the other stages in the game were like all the other running guns, just like Peerless Pierce is like one of my most hated running guns out of all of them. But like at least that this one is not the worst, I guess. Especially with doing all flags, at least I could do that with like no problem. But
Yep,
we'll see how
got
that
practice
goes.
now.
Yep, we have to practice it.
all flags. At least I could do that with like no problem. But we'll see how that goes. Yep, we have to practice it.
Okay, Kev working his way towards it. He had to retry it, I think, one time.
Yeah, there was one retry that happened.
Mhm.
It was like a really early hit on the whiskey, like the whiskey fight, the first one. So it was like, okay, one quick reset. So yeah, another thing that happened there in this fight, this was like the clutch that you managed to pull in this one, because you were on 1 HP in this particular fight, and finishing the whole thing with only 1 HP. Obviously, there are 2 hearts on the board, but there are still 6 more mini bosses, so it can be kind of scary.
Yeah, got
True,
your way.
yeah.
Got to work your way towards it. I think you skipped Domino on purpose, actually, just to get the heart. Correct?
Yeah, that was exactly my first thought. I had that thought when I was practicing because I was at 1 HP going to the domino before, and someone had mentioned saying, it just says you have to beat them all in a single gauntlet. It doesn't say you have to beat them all in a row. And I was like, that is a good point. I could do that. So I just specifically went for the hearts first, then went backwards to beat the rest of the bosses, and that turned out to be a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, that's a valid strategy, absolutely.
200 IQ one.
There's like the other one that actually I got from another runner, Domzes. I was practicing trying to get the Juggler Secret Coin, and I was trying to do the Mausoleum one for like trying to. He pointed out saying, "What if you could do the? Is there any other like pink variables that like actually give you cards that account for this?" And we found out that Fun Fear Fever, the pink balloons, actually count for giving that. So normally, if Clear All the Run Guns isn't on there, I'd just slap the pink balloon like a couple times and then just dip out of there and just continue on the game.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you can simply go inside the pink balloon, just like, by parrying from really low, and then just spam A, you'll get like a dozen parries really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, you just ascend. Another decent spot is you can use the candy from Baroness. That's another thing you can technically do from below.
I didn't think of that one. I know I went through it and I was just like,
Yeah.
could I do that? And it's like, yeah, that is true. I could.
It's a little bit more unreliable though, because you do have to wait for it to come out while you dodge heads and yeah.
Yeah, I used that in
It gets
this
pretty
run
hectic.
actually.
Yep, that is
You
correct.
did, you did it at the end actually. You got kind of lucky because you got the knockout as the candy was coming out,
Yeah.
so you could do it after.
Funniest part is I didn't do that on purpose. That was for the memes, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the pirates in the mausoleum too, and I was like, I didn't go this, and like, okay. But then I talked to him and I was like, wait, I got the coin, why? And then, oh yeah, the candy did count. Like, even though it was post-fight, it actually counted.
Yeah, the strat, if I recall, for the full clear is the mausoleum one. You just like leave a bunch of ghosts, but it's like really difficult, right?
Yeah, I tried that out, but I didn't get that. I forgot how to do it properly. You need to like let the two ghosts spawn in the same time, and then you need to get a little bit lucky for the next two spawn.
Yep.
So it's a bit luck related, but it's mostly skill wise. And I am a dumb so it's
Kev
I
on
made a
the...
couple.
Yeah,
I
go
made a
ahead.
couple of blunders in the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say like I made a couple of blunders in the other stages, like with the B and with the halfway through the B fight Markov put down on my controller. I was like, whoops! Like looks like I gotta fight this over.
Yeah, that one is like a really nice thing. I believe Luigi came up with that. He was like, "Can we just unbind it?" Because he was like, "I'll press down for sure." And we were like, "Yeah, just unbind it."
You do it automatically, like, okay, time to dodge. Oh crap! I wasn't supposed to dodge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so easy to duck, not on purpose, just like automatically, because you know the platforms are moving up, so you're like, okay, I'm moving down, and how do you not gonna duck?
Yeah, and especially if you're using, you use the analog stick, right, Luigi?
Yeah, right.
Not a huge
That's-
problem for you, but if you're using a D-pad, it's pretty easy if you're going left to right to just accidentally bump the up and down.
I can say that's the same on analog stick. Maybe less common, but it also can happen. Like you're pressing left and right, and you're gonna press down by accident. It also can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just natural. Like most of the time, I just press duck. I just press duck because like it's to me like one of the most like important movement features in the game. That's like sometimes underutilized by like newer players who like don't know what to do when it comes to fights. And it's like just duck. Like most of the things just don't even like attack you. Like you just duck underneath and you'll be fine. And it works out a lot, so it's just almost second nature just to duck whenever if someone comes up, whenever like there's an attack, like with the bait, like what was it with Honey Bottoms when like she uses her mill attack, like you can just like duck underneath all those little plane missiles and you just like easy peasy and it's like all right, but it's hard to do without the duck.
Yeah, it's like the notorious duck the clap of the devil. Just duck forehead.
I remember when the patch notes came out and they said fix the bug where you can duck the clap on the devil, and I think we were all like, that was a bug?
Yeah, everyone went like that. Like that wasn't that supposed to happen? Like ducking under the hand was the answer? No? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't do that on purpose. I'm sorry, I'm not a cheater. Like that looks like a supposed dodge. Like who would guess that you need to jump over it?
Yeah,
I mean that's what I first did as well. It's just like, gee, do I have to do that? And it's like I found out by accident, it's like ducking. I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna do that, and they took it away. I was like, what do you mean he took it away? This is
exactly. Kev on the monkey fight, it was looking really scary. 1 HP doing the ballerina and the magic 8 ball, and I was like, I was really scared there because
you got very up close and personal to that monkey too, to get off that.
Yep.
But yeah, usually I personally unbind. Like whenever there's a bingo goal that tells you to not use the X's in IO2, I always unbind the X button.
that's why I ended up doing it as well.
Just because out of habit.
Like,
I have the muscle memory to, for example, use an EX move to jump above the candy corn, for example. You know, I'll do that stuff automatically without even thinking. I have to manually unbind it. prevent myself from doing that.
There's been a lot of times during the airplane fights when I was just like almost getting to enough cards for a nuke. I'm like, oh, don't do that.
He started over.
Yeah, Kev, I think it's pretty close. He just needs to beat King Dice and he'll have a triple bingo of his own.
That is
2 HP, we'll see what happens.
correct. Just one more fight. The King Dice fight for Kev.
He's got this.
And this bingo card was actually pretty good, as we see all the runners are quite below the estimate. They did quite a good job with the routing as well.
I find it funny that this card, the one where you do King Dice without getting any hearts.
Yeah, I didn't feel like wanting to fight King Dice twice.
Yeah, this is the first time I saw all 3 King Dice related quests in the same board. I actually didn't even know there's 3.
I saw it like once before, and it was just when I did it, and then like after I finished, I saw my time was like over.
Yeah, GG to Kev. He did it.
Triple bingo. All the runners are done now. Really nicely done. As we mentioned earlier, Luigi has definitely quite a bit of experience with bingo. Not that far away, though. This did a really good job with routing as well. And we get Kev with a really nice 131. And we got Kev here with us as well. GG, Kev.
GG.
Oh my god, that was an awful bingo card. Seriously.
I love how everyone just said like, yeah, that was a pretty good card. Kev appeared. This is the worst board card ever. But GG, man, that was really close to King Dice fight.
Thanks, but I practiced none of this. Absolutely none of this.
But yeah, I mean, you did a pretty good job. I would say that the early game was probably the weak side, because it was which rows and columns you want to do. But then you decided to let's do the regular boss fights, and you went on. Yeah, what was like the most difficult thing in this bingo card for you?
I don't know. Definitely say probably don't pick the bomb upgrade, because, well, basically all my plane bosses, I've implemented the strategy of using a bomb upgrade in certain phases, or, yeah.
I see. Yeah, the bomb upgrade is the especially, well, mostly in Legacy, I would say there are like some hidden hitboxes and stuff like that, and there's the weapon swap glitch. But yeah, definitely you can use that in certain situations, bosses while they do their attacks. So you focus on the dodging part.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so. My hands are sweating. Usually I don't do runs for like 2 hours, like no break, but
It's like the triple bingo for you. It's really fun experience.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sad. I cannot black out this bingo card because I didn't reach Isle 3 without the upgrades. Rip.
You did. You only used the pea shooter for Isle 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, actually, no. Wait. I bought some charms.
You bought some stuff, but you never used them.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I didn't equip charms, and I tried to equip roundabout, but I needed to scrap something.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry.
Oh.
I thought the same thing too when I was actually doing the multiluigi100. I was looking at clear out through anything without any upgrades. And I was like, is this going to conflict? I think this will conflict as long as I don't equip them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Also, Luigi, how on earth did you finish it under 1 hour?
Magic.
Because he's good at this.
By the way, you have a 9-way bingo.
Thank you.
You just go back in the game and then get King Dice without picking any hearts, and then get an A-rank A+ on all I1 bosses. Then you can just say you've beaten the entire card.
I'm working on it. I mean, I need to beat 2 more bosses and
then King Dice.
So
And this time you
Maybe.
don't have to go through all the minions. So how much would that take? Like
In the
I don't know,
best
5
case
minutes,
scenario,
5,
5 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah. I think we can try to do that if we have time.
If there's time, why not go for a blackout?
Yay.
Do we have time? Do we have permission?
Sure. We can give you those 10 minutes, I guess.
Yay.
10
That's more
minutes.
than enough.
Challenge accepted. I'm gonna load it back up.
Let's go, Kev.
It's gonna end horribly.
Well,
I'm just
we
gonna
got
stop.
10 minutes. We
I'm
don't
good
want to.
enough.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave you guys though. I have a race coming up now.
Oh yeah,
so
good luck on the LTTP race.
thank
Yeah, I
you.
wish you
Good luck.
luck.
Good luck on your race.
Thank you guys for having us. Hope you guys enjoyed Cuphead Bingo. GG to the runners. Thank you, Bingothon, for having us, of course. And
Thank
yeah,
you for racing.
I hope you guys have a lovely day. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. So
What are we doing now
how
again?
about I tell you a little bit about what we are doing here?
That'd be great.
We are raising money for Fred Hutch, and Fred Hutch are currently researching the new coronavirus that is currently going viral. Pun not intended.
Gently said.
Are we sure that was not
currently
intended?
Going all around the earth and stopping life everywhere, and they are trying to research the virus and what it is, what it does, and whatever. And we are helping them by raising money for them. And yeah, you can do that by typing !donate in the chat and getting something in there. We also have some fun incentives coming up. For example, right after Cuphead, we've got Celeste Bingo. We've got a bit more for a character name there. Currently, we've got $19 in for H and $1 for Nice, which apparently is written NIIC. Don't ask me why. Also coming up right after that, we have the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, and there we have a trainer name. However, there we don't have any options yet. So donating a single dollar will get your name in for the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer. So get your donations in, guys.
Yeah.
By the way, I have the bad news. I think I will need to redo Cagni because I forgot to parry on him, so I didn't get the A+ rank. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I just saw you have like 4 left actually.
Yeah. I mean, we have 10 minutes, right? So, I mean, like 8. That's enough.
As long as you don't reset, you're fine.
Yeah.
Just first try everything.
Yes, that's...
I mean, he got through the bingo card like in under an hour. I'm confident he can do it without trying.
Yeah.
From now on.
Just don't get hit. It's easy.
I mean, I'm cheating. I have Twin Heart equipped just in case. I mean, I'm using the game mechanics. That's not cheating.
So does that mean we can do wrong warps in our runs, Luigi?
I mean,
If you can find one.
I'm not sure if that's a intentional game mechanic, but yeah, sure. If you're gonna prove that it's completely fine with the nature of the game, like teleporting from one place to another with the lore of the Cuphead, like he not only can throw the razors from his head, but he also can teleport randomly to amazing places, then yeah, sure, I think that's fine. As long as the lore approves.
I'm gonna have to tweet MDHR on that.
I did find something by accident last night before I went to bed. I was actually practicing a little bit, and I found out that if you start your game file and then immediately, like as you're like leaving it, Like if you're in aisle 2 and you immediately delete it, like while it's still going in, since you still have control of the save file, you'll just you'll just be placed right into aisle 2 without any issues. And if you go back through the house to go to aisle 1, it'll put you right back in Elderkill's house, or not in his house, but it'll put you right back in the front. And then when you get to the die house for aisle 2, it'll just put you right in aisle 2.
I got you. I remember about that deleting thing. I remember what it did. I think it's. I remember trying to create a file and then delete it while loading. I think I got put in aisle 1 actually, not 2. Huh.
Okay. I did pick Duking dice without picking any hearts, so the board is complete. Just saying.
Yeah, I think Luigi wants to get them all by himself.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that good, and I don't think we can do it 10 minutes.
that would take a long time. Luigi's just one goal away.
Is he? What goal does he have to do again?
How hard it can be.
Just for
Easy,
try,
man.
easy.
Yeah.
Just don't hit
Don't
the
worry.
bosses with the hearts. We want to dodge them as much as we can.
Yeah, easy
The
peasy.
spooky music.
By the way, just to reiterate, isn't it weird that a game allows you to delete the file you're trying to load?
That was a little weird. I don't know why it allows me to do that. Like,
Yeah.
what were they thinking? Saying like, "Hey, you want to continue your game," and then accidentally delete it? And you're like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that." It's like, sorry. Now I have to do the whole thing over again.
You want to load this save file? Okay, what is that?
Okay. I'm actually gonna show that. Wait, what do you have to do again? You have to load into the save file, then delete it.
So
Yeah, you
So-
have to. So during the fade out, the fade out. So when you select the file, it fades out. You actually have a time window to press Y to delete it, and then you confirm to delete it.
Okay. Should I just
Like
do
a
one
pretty,
in the save
a pretty
file?
quick sequence of inputs.
Should I do
So
one in
start
the
it.
save file or?
so go to your old save file. Then as you press A, immediately delete it.
Yep.
So go to
think I
the
got
old
it.
one,
This will
There you go.
delete your save file.
but it's just the
That's
bingo one,
okay.
so it's no big deal.
Yeah, I just got sent to the King Dice area with
Check your
Pichu's-
list. Yeah, check your
Pichu's,
list. You'll see that all the bosses have been completely clear as well.
yeah. Nothing done. And yeah. Like I remember halfway through the run, like before I did get the 2-strip filter, I was actually a little confused on what I was doing. So, and I did beat all 5 Bonbon minions and don't pick the bomb upgrade. I don't know why I did that, because I thought I had already done a double bingo, and defeat the King Dice minions, and the Gauntlet was the last one. So if you actually scroll back, you can see me wondering, like, oh god, well, what do I have to do now?
Yeah, you can see me like in the right after I finish Dragon and go to the shop. I pick up the items and the smoke bomb, but then I forget to pick up the roundabouts. You see like me shamelessly walking right back to the shop, going like, I forgot something. Give me a second.
Also, Luigi, why did you go for beat train without parrying wheels in your actual run?
It's an easy.
just
It's
seems
an
so
easy
hard.
quest.
It's
You don't need
it's
to-
really easy, man. Like the smoke
Is
bomb
it?
is super overpowered.
You don't need to do anything. You don't even need to parry the wheels. Isn't that easier?
Yeah, like all you
It's
have
less
to do is
things
just,
for
like-
you to do.
Wait, I'm gonna try that right now on my 200% save.
like just equip smoke bomb, and then like as on phase 3 when they're doing their lightning attack, just dodge right through it, and you'll be a-okay. Like that's exactly.
Blackout.
You can smoke dash through the lightning. Nice,
Indeed.
Luigi with the blackout.
Woo!
That's not something you
GG on
see every day. Tell your parents, tell your kids, or tell parents and kids, because that's not happening every day.
GG on that.
GG,
I'm
man.
gonna try. Yeah, GG.
So I think that's gonna be it for today for Cuphead, right?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
Sorry.
guys.
Yeah, I think we're
Uh,
done. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much for running. Coming up next, we have Celeste by me a minute. I am not prepared. We have Celeste Lockout Bingo by True Gent versus Alum Jax 2. If you're hyped for that, then stay tuned. We're gonna be right back after a short intermission.
Any POC champs in chat?
Hello guys, you are watching Bingothon Summer 2020. I hope you're having an awesome time here watching all the bingos.
Yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. It's your boys Floor and Zonris speaking with you guys a little bit about the Bingothon while we set up the Celeste race that apparently all of you are pretty hyped to see.
Yeah, looks like it. Gonna be pretty awesome race. So, how about I tell you a little bit about some incentives that we have and especially some prizes that we have.
Ooh, tell us
more. You guys
more.
are interested in prizes, right?
Always.
So, for example, if you, over the whole marathon, donate a total of at least $10, that can be $5 now, can be $5 in the next hour, then you're eligible to win one of these beautiful Bingothon mugs that I have standing right next to me right now. They are very beautiful and you could just see them on stream, so you know as well how beautiful they look like. And yeah, if you don't want any of those mugs, then maybe I can get you with the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. We are giving away one download code for this one, provided you donate at least a total of $20 during the entire marathon. And remember, guys, all of this is going to a good
cause.
Cause, yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
I got you, bud.
Yeah, it's all going to Fred Hutch, who are researching the coronavirus. And I'm pretty sure Sonaris here would love to talk a bit about the upcoming Bit Wars that we have.
Yeah, so you have just a tiny few minutes for the Celeste Bit War, which is the character name. Currently in the lead, we have H, like just the letter H, with $19. And behind that, with $1, we have Nice, NIIC, with $1. So if some of you Celeste fans in chat want to change that character name to something else, gonna need at least $19.01. You can donate also in cent. It's not displayed, but it will matter. Floor should know because he changed one donation incentive because of one single cent.
Oh yes, I did indeed.
And after that, a little bit later, we have a Pokemon Crystal randomizer where you can donate for the trainer name. Currently, we don't have a single option there, so just a single dollar can be any name currently that you want. Maybe the winner of this upcoming Celeste run, maybe, guys? Maybe? I don't know.
Who knows? Anyways, I just got the okay from Tech that we are ready. So I hope you all are hyped for this upcoming Celeste lockup bingo.
Okay, but before we transition, chat, who's gonna win this upcoming lockup bingo? Go.
I put stuff somewhere. There. Okay, got it. Yeah, you guys discuss on who will win.